Veteran explains why Ronda Rousey had to leave WWE Exclusive. Dear loves, welcome to WWE Family Show. Please do subscribe my YouTube channel. Ronda Rousey was one of the most interesting figures in WWE history, having moved from MMA to professional wrestling. However, her time in the Stamford-based promotion wasn't as successful as some had expected, which is due to the schedule, or so a veteran believes. WWE had a demanding schedule at the time, with house shows in addition to weekly episodes. According to former WWE head writer Vince Russo, the tight routine, along with being on the road for long periods, probably did not sit well with Ronda, and she left the company in 2023. I think what happened with Ronda Rousey was, I think what got to Ronda Rousey was the house shows. You know, Ronda Rousey was used to training at the same facility and going home every night, and now all of a sudden she is on the road, a different city, and that did not work with her. While the 38-year-old faced a tough time in the Stamford-based promotion, many expect her to return eventually. However, that might not happen in the near future. Speaking on the Untapped podcast, Ronda stated that she was not planning to return to the squared circle. According to her, she's focused on motherhood at this point. After partnering with Kurt Angle against Stephanie McMahon and Triple H in a mixed tag team match on the biggest stage, Rousey soon settled into an unstoppable WWE singles run. She squashed Alexa Bliss in a 4-minute match to win the Raw Women's Championship at SummerSlam, before fending off contenders including Nikki Bella, Mickie James, Nia Jax, Natalya, and Sasha Banks in the months that followed. Rousey was then set to face Becky Lynch at Survivor Series in November 2018 in what was branded as a champion versus champion match across Raw and SmackDown. Lynch, however, was legitimately injured during an invasion angle leading up to the event, and the dominating star took on Charlotte Flair instead. WWE fired legend for disrespecting U.S. national anthem at live show. Horrific real-life WWE snakebite blunder left Jake Roberts fearing locker room revenge. At the time, Rousey, Lynch, and Flair were 3 of the hottest names in professional wrestling, and their popularity continued to grow into 2019 to set up a blockbuster match at WrestleMania 35. In what was the final show to be held as a one-night event, the trio made history and main evented in a huge winner-takes-all triple threat match for the Raw and SmackDown women's titles. They became the first 3 women to close a WrestleMania event, and fans were treated to a 21-minute classic that ended with Lynch lifting the belts in front of nearly 70,000 people at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. Much of the storyline building up to Mania was centered around the disdain that each woman felt for one another that blurred the lines of reality, and it culminated in an unforgettable bout on the biggest stage. Despite negative comments made against the company, WWE would still like to do business with Ronda Rousey should the opportunity come about. Post-WWE, Rousey has been critical of her experience, particularly the creative environment during what she termed the death throes of the Vince McMahon era, which she described as needlessly stressful. She expressed admiration for Triple H, wishing her tenure occurred under the Triple H era, and noting he believed in me from the very beginning. Rousey also cited her concussion history as a factor contributing to her departure from wrestling. According to Brian Alvarez on Wrestling Observer Live, WWE remains interested in potentially working with former multi-time women's champion Ronda Rousey again in the future. Alvarez noted that this interest could also impact the status of Shayna Baszler, who was recently released by WWE. Baszler had Rousey's last match in WWE at SummerSlam 2023, effectively retiring her from the company and storyline. However, Alvarez suggested Baszler's departure might not be permanent if Rousey makes a comeback and requests her longtime friend's involvement. WWE does still want to do something with Ronda Rousey, Alvarez stated. Shayna Baszler obviously retired Ronda Rousey, or at least that was her last match in WWE, so I could not say that there's no chance we'll never see Shayna Baszler again. He elaborated on the connection, adding, I cannot say we'll never see Shayna again, because if WWE makes a deal with Ronda, and Ronda wants Shayna back, she'll be back. This suggests that any potential future negotiations with Rousey could directly influence whether WWE re-signs Shayna Baszler. Following a decorated career in judo and UFC, Ronda Rousey signed full-time with WWE in 2018, debuting impressively at WrestleMania 34 alongside Kurt Angle against Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. She quickly captured the Raw Women's Championship and was instrumental in the women's division's rise, main eventing the All-Women Evolution PPV and the first women's WrestleMania main event, WrestleMania 35. After a break, Rousey returned in 2022, winning the Royal Rumble and securing the SmackDown Women's Championship twice. She later teamed with Shayna Baszler to win and unify the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, before losing her final WWE match to Baszler at SummerSlam 2023. Charlotte Flair is one of the most decorated superstars in WWE history. Heading into WrestleMania 41, she is hoping to defeat Tiffany Stratton and win her 15th world title. However, she recently spoke about one of her former rivals, Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey had quite the run with WWE, spanning 5 years between 2018 and 2023. After she left the company, she became highly critical of her former employers and has publicly bashed them on numerous occasions. In a recent interview with the Daily Mail, Charlotte Flair addressed Ronda Rousey's comments about WWE. The Queen did not call out the former UFC star, but instead maintained a neutral stance. She stated that she has no intention of speaking for anyone else, adding that everyone has their own opinions and experiences. I never want to speak for someone else. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and everyone has their own experience. So you can never put words into someone's mouth, said Charlotte Flair. Daily Mail. Flair would later speak highly of Rousey. The two women have gone head-to-head a total of 7 times, including on a live show. They've put on some great performances and, as such, respect one another. There is no denying that Charlotte Flair is one of many great women's wrestlers who have come through the ranks in WWE. Over the last decade or so, the Stamford-based promotion has done a great job of establishing a phenomenal women's division. In the same interview with the Daily Mail's Alex McCarthy, Flair opened up about the possibility of a sequel to the Evolution PLE. She claimed it would be great if it happened, but still believed the goal should be more main events and storylines for the women. Given that WWE continues to grow year after year, there is no denying that the potential for Evolution 2 is massive. Hopefully, fans will get to see it happen sometime soon.